Hey folks, it's Trent for Vision Preparedness. Hope everybody's having a good evening. And for those of you that this is your first time, welcome. We're just going to have an open conversation tonight about, are we really prepared? And, the more I think about that, the more things I think about that I need to be prepared about. I think at some level, we're never prepared for everything. For example, if there's a nuclear war, I'm not prepared for that. But that's one thing that I have to work on. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody good for this wonderful Thursday? And some of the things that we're going to talk about are we really being prepared? What are you prepping for? I was out today and stopped and got some preps and got a few things that I needed. Got some things I didn't need. Got more things that I wanted. But, while we're prepping, there's a lot of things we should prep. Of course, the basics: water, food, things like that. Keep prepping. Keep prepping. The price of food is going up and up and up. If you're new to prepping, it's going to cost you a little more than for some of those that we've been prepping for a while. But we're not stopping. Do not stop prepping. Keep prepping. Your family's dependent on you, and you depend on it for your life. So we got to keep on prepping, and we're going to keep on prepping, and we're going to go down that road, and we're going to see what happens, and we're going to go from there. The great thing is we're ready. We'll be ready. We can handle most situations. Food, water, shelter, security. We got to protect the family. Got to protect your homes or your apartments. What else are you prepping for? It's amazing the things we think about. Make a list. I didn't used to believe in a grocery list. And it's weird because now I find myself putting stuff in my phone. Oh, next time I go to the store, I need to pick up some more canned soup or canned broth or spices. Prep spices. I know everybody's budget is getting tighter. So that's okay. We can handle it because we prep. One thing I will say is when you're prepping, get what's on sale. And as you are prepping, prep what you eat. Get what you eat. Don't just get a bunch of stuff that you're not going to eat. Get stuff you eat every day. Put some back. Instead of buying 1 can of corn, buy 2. Put 1 back. It's amazing how easy it is to prep. Well, I don't have $1,000 to spend at one time. You don't need $1,000. Pick up 1 or 2 extra. Always get something extra. My grandmother used to always tell me, get extras so you have a couple. For those that shop weekly, that literally go to the store every week for that week. when you do that, get some more. We teach 3 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, in a year. I've talked to a few people and they talk about, well, how can you buy a year's worth of food? And my answer to that is one trip at a time. So, when you do that, get extras. I can remember back in, I think it was during the pandemic, I would go to the store and I would see Progresso soup, 89 cents a can if you bought 10 cans. Well, I started buying cases. So that's amazing. And now you look at Progresso soup right now, and it's over, I think, $2 a can. When I was buying it, it was 89 cents a can. So that just goes to show, how the price of food has gone up. And that just is completely amazing to me, to spend $2 for a can of soup. But if you need it, get it. One thing I've been thinking about lately is learning how to make my own bread. Do I want to buy a bread maker? Well, my grandmothers never had a bread maker. They would do it the old school. So that's what I'm going to learn is how to make my own bread. The price of eggs are going through the roof. And it's really amazing how just over a year's time, food has gone up. By the way, hit me a shout out in the chat. Welcome. Hello. Hit the like button, subscribe. It's really, really disheartening of how the price of food has gone up and what's going on in the world. I'm not going to get into all of the things that are going on in the world, but keep prepping. It's amazing that the things that are going on. But keep prepping. We'll be ready. So, what are you prepping? Give me some ideas what everybody's working on. Let me know in the comments, and we'll talk about that. Coffee. Price of coffee is crazy. I know here at our local Kroger's, I like, good coffee, but it's the price of coffee skyrocketing. And the thing that gets me is water. The price of water is going up. And it appears that the quantity is going up. One prep I found, I was in Costco a couple of weeks ago, and I was getting a couple of cases of water, and they have the 40 pack at Costco for, I think it was $6.49 or something like that. I'm not sure how much it was. I know it was $6 though, and some change. So I bought 3 of them. I've never seen a 40 pack. But the 40 pack definitely opened my eyes. So I bought a couple of them, stored them away. And that's good. We prep for the future. We prep to be prepared If the grid goes down? What happens if a major SHTF happens? First place we don't have to go to is the grocery store, right? How many of you go to the grocery store every week? I know people like that. Let me know in the comments. When do you go to the grocery store? Because I try to go once, maybe twice a month, and that's it. For me and my family. But when I go, I get stuff not only that we eat on a regular basis and during the week and weeks, but I also get multiples to put away in our long-term preps every other week. Good evening. Welcome, Brother Stephen. How are you, my man? Every other week. That's right. So what are you prepping this week? Give me some ideas. What are you working on? I know I've been doing a few OPSEC stuff, securing some things around the house, making sure that, everything is good, that I always have the upper hand out here. And glad to hear that, Brother Stephen. It's good to have you on the live stream with us. But prepping, it's a mindset. It's hoping for the best, but planning for the worst. That's all it is. Our grandparents used to do it, and I never knew what it was. My grandmother and her sisters had a family garden, restocking water and staples. That's right. Keep it going. Keep prepping. My grandmother and her sisters had a family garden that would feed the whole family. I can't even remember my grandmother going to the store. They would grow all the vegetables all summer long. Her and my grandfather ended up buying the lot behind their house and tore down that house that was there and turned the whole property into a family garden. And they would grow everything: beets, carrots, potatoes, tomatoes, every vegetable you could think of. They would grow it. And at the end of the season, her and her sisters would all get together and they would can everything and put it in their root cellars and in their basements. And that's just how we lived. They would send stuff home, that in the wintertime, Christmas time, my grandmother made the best beets that were amazing. To this day, I've never had beets like that. And she would just send mason jars of it home with us. And we would eat those. Yeah. But prepping and stocking, and I know it's tough with the price of meat and chicken and everything in the news. There's been like 53 million chickens killed in this country because of the bird flu. I don't know. And then you got all of the processing plants that are amazingly catching on fire. I don't even want to talk about that kind of stuff because I can't do anything about it. And we all know things we can't do anything about, I'm not going to worry about it. If you got questions, throw them in the comments and we'll answer and talk about them. One thing I will talk about, I went to Dollar Tree. Yeah, I went in there to see what they had, and it's amazing that their shelves are stocked with canned vegetables and fruits. Last time I went in there, I walked out with a case of pineapples because pineapples were some of the preps I were looking for. I didn't have enough fruits. So I bought a case of pineapples. And I went in today and I just wanted to see what they had, see if they had anything that I liked, that I needed. And they had Healthy Choice chicken and dumplings for $1.25 a can. So, of course, I bought the last 12 on the shelf. So I walked out with that. And as I was talking earlier, with canned soups, I can remember buying Progresso a year ago for under $1 a can. The big cans right here. I can't here. This can of Progresso, which is Progresso's beef pot roast with country vegetables. When I bought this can, it was 89 cents. What's the price of Progresso soup now? Any of them? I think they're over $2. And that just blows me away. $2 for a can of soup. And for people that are on a budget, a really tight budget, the elderly, those that are on a fixed income, it's tough. And I feel for those people. But, we got to keep prepping. We've got to keep prepping. Right there, Brother Steve, he's restocking water and staples. And it's pretty good. So, we just got to keep on doing what we do. I know some of the other things that I'm prepping is medical. I don't know why, but I've really been into prepping medical supplies lately. And I put out a video, I think last week, about a suture kit, practice suture kit you can get. I think it was $49. And because in our group, we have a medic. So I wanted to reach out to him and see if he, wanted to use it to practice. But, one of my viewers, things that one of my viewers talked about, I should be doing it. And he's absolutely right. So I'm going to start practicing how to do sutures. You never know. Okay, brother Stephen has a question here, and he's asking, what are your top 10 must-have prep items? Okay. Number 1 is water. Okay. Rules of 3. Gotta have water. We can only go 3 days without water. So water, food. I can go with food 3 weeks. Water, food, shelter is number 3. We can only, in harsh weather, you got 3 hours. Food, water, shelter. I would say after that, self-defense, whether it be weapons, ammo, knife, bow gun, whatever you need there. Backup, I would say you have to have a backup for your power. I don't know whether it be home generator, gas generator. I would probably put solar generator over a gas generator, because sooner or later the gas is going to run out. And storing gas is a task. You can only probably store gas maybe 6 months without gas, if you put gas treatment additives in it. What number was that? Was that number 5? Electric. You gotta have medical. I forgot. Medical is definitely in the top 5. You got to have some type of first aid kit, a trauma kit. One of the things that I came across, and I just ordered some more, and they came in today to put in my medical kit. This is a dental kit. I was floored when I saw this, and I was looking at it. This particular dental kit is made by Adventure Medical Kit. And in this particular medical kit, of course, it has instructions. It comes with oral pain relief, which is benzocaine, 20% benzocaine, in a tea bag. It has instructions on how to use everything. It has dental wax, temporary filling. It has cotton pellets, cotton rolls, dental floss, and toothpicks. So if you have a filling, but the one thing that I would recommend, and I don't know what I did with it, there it is. If you have a toothache, the best thing that you can get for a toothache is liquid clove. Buy it. You can get it at any grocery store in the organic section. Liquid clove is a instant pain reliever. Oragel and all of that, if that's what you use and that's what you like, that's fine. But that did nothing for me when I had a toothache. And a friend of mine recommended, actually took me to the store to get some of this liquid clove and put it on a Q-tip and rubbed it on the tooth that I was having problems with. And as soon as that clove hit the tooth, the pain went away instantly. And I mean, you could rub it on there and it works for hours. And you can just keep applying it. It's all natural. It's organic. So back to my top 10 must-haves, got to have medical. If for those of you that may have take prescriptions, get your prescriptions in 90 days or 180 days to throw in so that you have them. Let's keep going here. Medical. Let's see, what else? Flashlights. Got to have some type of flashlight, lantern, LEDs. I got flashlights and those pop-up LED lanterns all over the house. But in your house, you should be able to maneuver completely in the dark. Completely in the dark without any light source. You have to. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. You got to be able to maneuver and protect in the dark. I'll talk briefly about, I said weapons are in the top 10. Ammo, you got to have ammo. Minimum 2,000 rounds per caliber per weapon. There is no maximum. So how much ammo do I want? All of it. Okay. What else? Let's see. Flashlights. Communications. If cell phone towers are down, how are you going to communicate? I have two-way radios and I have ham radios, which are the Baofeng UHF, VHF radios that I can communicate with my guys in my group. You got to have some form of communications. Let's see, that's what, 7 or 8, somewhere around there. I'm not counting. Let me know how far we are down the top 10 list of preps. Got to have communications. Let's see. Fire. You got to have some way to cook. If the electric's out, how are you going to cook? Gas grill. That's number 8. Okay. Thank you there, Stephen. Cooking, fire, some source of fire. I know we're going to be teaching some fire starting classes here shortly, and it's going to be fun because we got some surprises for everybody that signs up with that. Some things that you didn't think that you could use to start a fire with actually start a fire. So some source of fire, whether it's propane, charcoal, wood, long term. I have a wood stove in the basement. Out back, I can fire up the grill. But in a SHTF situation, you got to remember something. If you're cooking, what does cooking do? It leaves a scent. So you're going to attract people. So you're going to have to figure out how you're going to cook without a smoke. So one thing I would say, a Dakota stove, which is a particular stove that you can make in the ground with 2 holes to cook over, and it's smokeless. Propane gas grill, things like that. So you need fire and a source in order to cook. Let's see, number 9. I would probably say hygiene. Hygiene's a good thing. You gotta find some way to keep yourself clean. There's all types of wipes. You can get the compressed towels that you put them in water and they open up and you can wash yourself down and all of that. Women, ladies, you got to have your feminine hygiene products. So stock up on those. You have to. That's number 9. Number 10 would have to be my top 10 preps. Number 1 would be my family. Everybody has to be here. Everybody has to get to the bug out location. And if anybody has anything else to add to the top 10 prep list that we just went through tonight, go ahead and add it in there. It's open discussion. We will talk about just about everything as long as it doesn't get us booted off of YouTube or get us a strike. What else? That was number 8. What are you guys prepping? What's everybody prepping this week? Well, the topic is, how prepared are we? Are we really prepared? Is there anybody out there that thinks they've got everything and anything they need and they're prepared for whatever? Because if there is, I would beg to differ with you. I would probably say I could come up with something that you would need. We're never done fully prepping and stocking up and stacking, especially me, because for the longest I was that guy that didn't write down a list of stuff. I thought if you had to write a list, that was for old people because they couldn't remember. Well, guess what? I'm old for a reason, so I write stuff down and go get. But again, right now I personally have been prepping medical and first aid stuff, and it's I was looking at some things the other night, and hey Stuart, how are you, sir? Thank you. You're right. No one is ever finished prepping. That's true. There's Stuart. Yeah, no one is ever finished prepping. That's absolutely correct. And I'm glad you joined. By the way, folks, hit the like button, subscribe, do what you want to do. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm just trying to have a conversation with folks tonight that are prepping. What's everybody prepping? What's everybody working on? Like I said, I've been doing a lot of first aid and medical. I think this weekend I'm actually going to do some suture practicing. I did a video on practice suture kit that you can get. And I think I'm gonna actually start working on that to see if those skills work or not. I know they don't because I've never done it. So, but you never know in a situation where you may have to bite the bullet and stitch up yourself or somebody else. And if that's the case, you know, you may want to do it like in the movies. Give them a bottle of alcohol and tell them to hold on. But you know, first aid, and if you're working on your first aid, I will say this because this is something that I'm working on, and I'm actually going to hopefully be bringing this class to my church. Trauma class. There's a particular class out there. It's called Stop the Bleed. If you've heard of it, great. If let me know if you took it. If you've taken a Stop the Bleed course, it's amazing. It's a trauma class and it's free throughout the country. The classes are free. All right. Stuart said he's stocking up. He's prepping up on food, medical, freedom. That's right. Get those seeds. Absolute. That's good. That's good. That is definitely in the top 10 list. Seeds. Right. Paying down, getting rid of debt and training. Right. Get out there and shoot. Got to. Absolutely. But I was out the medical training. If you can get a Stop the Bleed course, take it. They teach you how to use a tourniquet, cat tourniquet, and wound pack, how to pack open wounds. And that is a great course. I'm actually taking some online trauma classes through the Red Cross that are free. So, you know, that's always a good thing because we can never be too prepared. But Stuart, you hit the nail on the head. Seeds, freedom seeds. I'm waiting here for the weather to settle down so I can start my garden. And I'm planning, you know, a garden this year and start producing our own vegetables. That's a good thing, especially with the way everything is going on in the world right now. It's amazing. Right. Excellent. Yep. Same here, Stuart. Same here. Refresh. CPR, first aid classes. Yep. Stop the Bleed is amazing. I'm trying to get one of my brothers he's a retired medic to teach a class that we're putting together. But in the meantime, I'm looking to take a Stop the Bleed course myself. Yeah. And again, guys, medical in an emergency when nobody's coming is life-threatening. We have to be able to do it. We're working on some things here. I don't want to give it all away with a couple of medical companies to offer some things, and we're going to have a lot of things we're going to be giving away too as well, just because, you know, as the budget allows. I know everybody just can't go out and spend $100 or $200 on a trauma kit, fully stocked med kit with everything in it. So, you know, we're going to do our part here at Vision Preparedness and offer some classes here in our area and give away some stuff on our YouTube channel for our viewers as well. It's been some interesting times, and for those of you that may not follow or you do follow Prepper Nurse 1, that's Prepper Nurse and the number 1. He's a great guy, and he says something at the end of all of his live streams and his videos. You know, we're all one race. Color means nothing. We're human beings. We all belong to the human race, and we're all in this together. It affects all of us, and I believe that same philosophy. So what else is going on? Questions? Let's. I don't know everything, but I'll be the first one to tell you I don't know. Get out and practice, guys. If you have self-defense weapons, practice. Muscle memory. The price of ammo is coming down. I was shocked. The price of ammunition is coming down, so that's a good thing. And buy as much as you can. If I could buy it all, I would, but I can't because I'm on a budget like everybody else. The other thing that I've been practicing is with my ferro rod, Ferrocerium rod, and striker, just seeing what works. We all know that Vaseline and lint, cotton balls work, dryer lint, dry twigs and trees. I've got some other things that I'm working on, and to see that is vital fire starter material, and do a couple videos. But we're never prepared. The other thing that I would say my number one prep is my mental preparedness. How prepared are we mentally? I've never served in the military, and for those of you that may have, thank you for your service. It's amazing how the mind will play tricks on you, because if you listen to everything that's on the idiot box, we're all going to be dead in the next 24 hours. That's one reason why I don't listen to the news that often, or I take time to just enjoy life. Spend time with your family. If you have kids, spend time with the kids, sit down, watch a movie, play a game, go outside, go do life. Okay. Because we're always prepping. We're always thinking of stuff to do. You got to enjoy your family, folks, because those are the ones that are loving you. What kind of tools do you use for mental training? I'll be very honest with you, and this is just me. This is how I am, Stuart. I do a lot of reading, and one of the books that I read is the Bible. I read it. I love the book of Proverbs. But for mental training outside of reading the Bible, you got to get rid of the noise. There's a lot of white noise going on out there. For me, sometimes it's just sitting down and just being quiet and letting my mind rest. Sleep is probably the best mental training we can do, is sleep. Allow the body to rest, because when the body rests, the mind will unwind. A lot of things, that are going on in the world, we're being bombarded with information. We're being bombarded. And we have to get away from that at times. So we have to rest our mind. Sometimes just do what you like. For mental training, do what you like. Let your mind rest. Be ready today. Good evening. Good evening. How are you, my brother Brian? Good to see you. We were just talking, and Stuart was asking, what kind of tools do you use for mental training? Brother Steve had asked, what's the top 10 preps? We've been talking about everything. Glad to see you tonight. Hope you and your family are doing well. And, like I said, my number one mental training is the Bible. I read it. And yes, you are, Brian. Yes, you are blessed and highly favored. So, we got to get away from the news. And I have friends and family that all they do is watch the news all day long, and they talk gloom and doom. And I can't do that. I have to have um, my mind relax. Thank you, Stuart. Yeah, wise it is. We I've learned a long time ago. My grandfather and my dad taught me this. Things that I can't control or directly impact, don't worry about them because we can't do anything about it. What's going on over there in Europe, we can't do anything about it. Good evening, my mother Sparks. Welcome. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Things I can't control or influence, I don't worry about it. And Stuart, that's my number one rule. That's my golden rule. Um, so that's how I deal with it, with mental training, and just going through. We have a plan as preppers. We have a plan. Scoops, yes. He wish he could turn his brain off like that. He thinks too much in the strategic mindset. I'm with you. I'm with you. I am with you. I am with you because that's how I am too. Because we all, as that person, Scoops, we're always having situational awareness, and we're always looking what's going on. But rest, bro, rest. That's all I can say. Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mother Sparks. Perfect. Don't sweat the small stuff. Choose your battles. That's absolutely correct. Are we really prepared? That's tonight's topic for those of you that just came in. Are we really prepared? And Stuart said it best, and we all agree. We're never prepared for everything. But we can only prepare for what we think is going to happen. I'd rather have it and never use it than to need it and not have it. And that's where I'm at. That's exactly where I'm at with that. But those are the things we do. We take care of things. We're always the mind is always talking. Metro East, welcome, Scoops, welcome. So what else is there everybody working on this week? I wish the weather would do something, either go back to winter or bring spring in, because I'm ready to start my garden. And we're supposed to be getting frost. Yes, absolutely. Mother Sparks said it best right there. Over prepared is better than under prepared. That's true. That's very true. And I'd rather have an ark and it never rains, and then to have it rain for 40 days and no ark. But we can deal with it, and that's okay. Everybody has their own coping mechanisms of how they deal with it. Scoops, you said it best. You're always overthinking. Take some time out. Spend time with the family. I do it too. Even when I'm with my kids and my grandkids. Now I'm giving away my age, but giving away my age. I spend time with the boys. That's the great thing. My youngest, my oldest is my daughter, and then there's my son, and I have two grandsons. And my two grandsons and my son and I get together, and my brothers come over, and next thing you know, it's a house full of guys, and we're going absolutely crazy. Hudao, welcome, 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 welcome. But nice to see you too. Thank you for joining the live stream. We're just chatting and talking about, are we really prepared? You know, what do you guys think? With what's going on in the world and everything that we have to do to take care of our families. You know, we're in a situation in this world that we haven't seen. At least my generation hasn't seen, and probably yours. So, you know, bug out bags ready for the kids this week. There you go. And that's a good thing. Does everybody have a bug out bag? So with that, Scoop, since you're putting together bug out bags for the kids, I'm assuming you have a bug out location to go to. Am I correct? Because I would hate for you and the family to be roaming nomads. Mentally prepare ourselves for some darkness. You're right. We're going to come into some dark times. Right. Correct. And Mother Sparks, you know, there's a point where, you know, we have to say, I'm as prepared I can be at this point because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. That's good, Scoop. Couple. He's got a couple bug out locations. That's good. You know, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Have a couple locations that you can bug out to safely with your family if you have to. My group here, we all have, you know, places we can go if we need to. And it's interesting. Be ready today. Spiritually and mental preparedness, I think, is lacking. I think, you know, we all, and I'm not talking about just us, but I'm talking as people of this world. We can always work on our spiritual preparedness and mental preparedness. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. We can never be completely prepared in that realm. You're absolutely right. Bug out locations have minimal requirements. Could be a campground, could be a storage facility. Yeah, absolutely, Scoops. And the thing about that, and I know you're already thinking about it, is, you know, how many other people are going to have that same mindset that may be there for the wrong reason? You know, and I know you've already thought of that. Yeah, it's, you know, I'm prepping to bug in. If something goes down, I'm going to hunker down and do it and do the do. And, you know, my guys, we all know, you know, if they need to bug out or they want to come, they have a place to come, and vice versa. It's it's, you know, being prepared. We don't know tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So we can only be as prepared we are, if that makes sense. And, you know, and first of all, I say congrats to everybody watching the stream. Thank you for supporting the channel. Subscribe, like, share. Be ready today. My good friend Brian, you know, we have had a couple conversations, and you have been a total blessing to me. And actually, he be ready today. So he said, man, just start your channel. You ain't got to be perfect. He said, get the word out. Do what you do. Do what you do. Preparing to hunker down, if you can, is better because you have the familiarity of the advantage of the home. Mother Sparks, thank you. See, that's what I'm talking about right there, the advantage. If somebody comes in this house, I can turn out all the lights and I can maneuver through this house and they will be at a sorry disadvantage. Sorry. I was doing last week, I was up in my security game here and did some things that are absolutely cool. Yes, you're right, Mother Sparks. Be Ready is awesome. He is. And, guys and ladies, we can only do what we can do. Then there comes a point in time when we do what we do and we have to let God do the rest. I'm going to do my part, and I know everybody here is going to do their part. And, whether it is what it is, but we are who we are, and we know what we have to do to protect our loved ones and our families. Because I'm going to do anything necessary to get the job done to make sure my children eat. So that's good. What else? What else is going on? Oh, for those of you that just came in, Stephen had asked a question about the top 10 preps, and I just want to go back through and be ready today. My good friend Brian, he'll laugh at me when I talk about this because I've been heavy on first aid and medical supplies. Guys, ladies, this is a prep that I've had, and I just ordered some more, and it just came in yesterday, and I laughed. In your first aid and medical preps, find a dental med kit if you can. And I got this through my HSA program at work, a dental med kit. And in this dental med kit is oral pain relief. I think it's benzocaine, a tea bag. It has instructions that tells you how to use everything in here. Temporary cavity fillings, cotton pellets, cotton rolls, dental floss, toothpicks. And I was telling Stephen that one of the best pain relievers for toothaches is organic liquid clove. You can buy it in any grocery store in the organic section. Liquid clove is a natural analgesic numbing agent. And I mean, it works instantly. It's better than Oragel and all of those other things. I mean, you can put this on a Q-tip and rub it directly on the area that hurts, and the pain is gone instantly. You won't be missing that long. That too long, Brian. Yeah, you're right, Mother's Milk. If you take enough of this, it'll numb your whole mouth, but you can take a Q-tip and put it directly where you need it, and it'll numb it instantly. But a dental med kit. Again, speaking of medical, and I'm on this kick, if you have an HSA or an FSA through your employer, you can get medical supplies and use your health insurance to buy it. I highly recommend it. I've been doing it for a while now. Another good med prep is foot care. Absolutely, Scoops. Right. Blistered piggies don't heal, don't hurt. They hurt. They don't feel good. And my son's an athlete, so I keep plenty of blister. I forget the exact name for them, but they're specifically for blisters. And I do it and I keep it all the time. I'm to the point now where I'm ready to practice surgery. And if on the channel, I did a video on a practice suture set. And this weekend, I'm going to start practicing doing sutures. That's good. That's good. My mother Sparks, she said her foot med kit is her hubby. That's good. I know that's right. But it's we think of all these things. You Scoops, there's nothing worse than having hurt feet, because if you have hurt feet, you're not getting far. The feet in the back, we got to take care of, and that's critical. That is too funny, my mother Sparks. That's good. So medical kit, you gotta, feet, teeth, everything, fingers. I got finger splints, arm splints, tourniquets, get cat tourniquets, soft T tourniquets, everything you can get. Buku of band-aids, triple antibiotic ointment, Benadryl, prescription drugs. For those of you, if you may take prescriptions, start getting them in 90-day and 180-day prescriptions if you can. And we had talked about this earlier, and I just want to recap some of this stuff because it's vital, especially in a grid down situation and nobody is coming. Somebody's going to have to be the medic, the doctor, the nurse, the dentist, the chiropractor, all of that. Has anybody started their gardens yet? What are you growing? I'm waiting for the weather. We're supposed to get another freeze tonight, so be ready to take. Do you think you will ever have to employ your skill for stopping the bleed? I pray that I pray that I don't, and that's good. That's a awesome question. Be ready. Thank you. He asked again, do you think you'll ever have to employ your skill for stopping the bleed? I pray that I don't, but if I have to, I will, whether it's somebody I know or somebody I don't know, because that's just me. That's one thing. My skills for years. My oldest brother is a retired medic, and I would ride with him in the squad, and he taught me so much stuff. I've seen so much. We're actually going to be teaching some Stop the Bleed classes and other trauma courses here at Vision Preparedness. But again, folks, the Stop the Bleed program is a free class. If you can find one in your area, I highly recommend it. They teach you how to use a tourniquet, how to wound pack, other first aid stuff, but this is the next step above basic CPR and first aid, how to deal with somebody with life-threatening injuries. SWAT tees. SWAT tees are good for kids. SWAT tee tourniquets for small limbs, absolutely, Scoops. You're right. Those are good. I prefer the cat tee or the soft tee tourniquets. Scoops, he had peppers and tomatoes. They're not happy. Uh-oh. Yeah, see, I just can't. I can't start because it's 60 degrees in the morning and 32 degrees at night. Be ready. I have a video, a few of what I'm doing in my garden. Yeah, I saw, was that kale? I saw the kale and all of that going on. Okay, Mother Sparks. Now, I'm going to, here's her Mother Sparks comment. And her comment is, tampons help with bleeding too, and I'm not being gross talking other injuries. I understand. Now, here's one thing I will say about that. I would never use those because they don't, they absorb. They don't help in the clotting preparation. And I thought the same thing. And I was corrected by a medic that said, absolutely not. He said, only if you have nothing else in your purse. I said, well, I won't have them because I don't carry a purse. But they will work when a pinch comes to shove, and if you pinch hard. Kale, yes. But yeah, if that's all you have to stop a bleeding wound, use it and apply pressure and keep it going. Be ready. He has kale. Just started potatoes. He's growing potatoes in the bag. That's awesome. In grow bags. Tomatoes, cucumbers, and squash. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that is a deep nugget. It is. They don't like Mother Sparks said. Yes, exactly. Last resort. I'm we got a lot of stuff going on here at Vision Preparedness that we're putting together in the background to offer our viewers, our subscribers, our friends, our family, everything. And we have some classes that we're going to be doing, God willing, that I just want to explode with all this information, and I can't until all the pieces are in place. Hoodow asked me, am I going to have a large garden? Dude, I'm going to try to grow everything I can. I've got some heirloom seeds. I'm planting every vegetable known to man. And, because my family's large and I like eating. I'm going to do, tomatoes. I'm going to try cucumbers. I'm going to try everything. But this is my first attempt at a sustainable garden, so it's going to be a journey. Mother Sparks, blackberries and raspberries are coming back from last year. Perfect. I'm going to try to put in a large garden or a good sized garden. I'll say that. We'll see what happens. Maybe a large space with little vegetables, but I'm going to try to do a nice sized garden. Yeah, and that's amazing. I would love to do some fruit trees, but that takes years for them to start producing fruit. I would love to have some pears and apples. But it's one of those things where the list gets bigger and the pocket and the wallet gets smaller. So that's just how it works. Yeah. Oh yeah. Weeding of the garden. They're called kids. It's free labor. You want to eat, you're gonna have to get out there and pull weeds. Absolutely. But it's for me and everything that I'm prepping. Yeah, fruit trees, yes. They grow quick, produce in a couple of years. Yep, you're right, Scoop. You're right. Um, I've been on a medical kick, and I don't know why, and it's amazing of how we get stuck on something. Normally it's ammo or something, but for me, my big thing has been training and medical. Yeah. Yeah, large garden, little vegetables. Absolutely. This is my first shot, and like you said, I don't know everything. I'm gonna have to listen and watch Be Ready today's videos on. He's growing potatoes in growing bags, which I find just simply amazing. To grow vegetables in bags, that's so cool. So I'm the type of person that I love to learn. And once I get on a topic that I like, I'm going to learn everything I can about it. focus on things on a monthly basis. Ammo 1 month. Yes, yes, that's right. That's right. That's right, Scoop. We have to focus and plan to focus. Right. Right. Had to focus on things on a monthly basis. Ammo 1 month, meds another month. Right. And this month is the garden. I think I'm done with medical, other than some things that we're going to be doing here. And I will say this: we're putting together and branding or rebranding our own trauma pack that we're going to put out. Hoot owl, exactly. When I was growing up, summer didn't mean fun, and that's right, work. Exactly. Working in the garden and canning. You're right, Hoot owl. I was telling everybody earlier, my grandparents actually bought the house behind them. It was a dilapidated old piece of property. They bought it and tore it down and made it into the family garden. And in those times, my grandmother, on her street, 3 of her sisters lived down the street. So that was the family garden. And when you came up there in the summertime, you worked. You worked in the garden. And in the fall, you helped can. Yep. Stuart got a few. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Got a few potato buckets waiting on the sun to. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I'm with you, Stuart. Let me know how it turns out. Let me know. Wow, it's 9:00. That's amazing. We've been going for an hour already. We're gonna go a little bit longer because I appreciate the support and everybody coming over and just hanging out and just talking. I'm excited to start my garden. And I'm just about ready. This week by next week, I'm going to have some stuff in the ground, and we'll see what happens. But it's vital, folks, especially with everything that's going on in the world. We have to look out for us and ours, and as Be Ready Today said, we have to look out not only physically, but mentally and spiritually. I don't know where everybody is, but I pray constantly, not just for me, but for my family and friends and people that I don't know. I pray for this country. I pray for this world. Because if things get worse and worse, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, right, Mother Spark. Right. All day, every day. That's all we can do. Anything else? Any questions? A little bit about me. I now that I actually look back over my life, I probably have been classified as a prepper most of my life. But I really got heavy right after the pandemic started. And when you turn on the news and you see people in stores fighting over toilet paper, something's wrong. And I just had a feeling the whole time over these last couple of years. I just kept saying to myself, something isn't right. Don't know what it is. Still don't. But, I don't worry about it anymore because I can't do anything about it. All I can do is prepare for myself, prepare for my family and my loved ones. And whatever happens is going to happen. And put my plan into action. That's all any of us can do. But I really started prepping heavy in 2019, and I've been going nonstop. And then I came across people out here, the YouTube streets, as my good friend Brian says. I love it. These YouTube streets. Yeah. It is. Right. Right. But it's okay. It's okay because in the end we win. And it's a wonderful thing. Do I stock canned goods? Dude, I stock canned goods. If it's in a can, I got it. Yes. Scoops, I stock canned goods. I stock soups, beans, every type of bean there is. I stock fruits, vegetables, pastas. I stock everything. You can't go wrong. When it comes to prepping food, you've got, of course, canned goods, vacuum sealing all proteins, meats, chickens. I'm just getting into canning. I vacuum seal in bags and vacuum seal dry goods in cans as well. And I have, I do my own canning. And it's, matter of fact, I just dry canned about 20 pounds of rice in quart jars. And I'm hoping at the end of summer, I will be canning all fall from what grows from the garden. What's the least favorite things you prepped that have just a case? Lima beans. Yeah, you know what, Mother Sparks? That would be me too, and I don't even have lima beans. I don't. I prep what I like. My other thing would be that I prep that is the least thing that I like is ramen noodles and whatever the other brand is. But my grandkids love them, and my son loves them. So it would have to be ramen noodles. They're high. They're good. They have sodium, and which in an SHTF situation, we need salt. We need the iodine in the salt, so that's a good thing in moderation. Yeah, Stephen, I am. I'm doing my own canning. Yes. And I grew up watching my grandmother canning and ramen. Yeah. Yes. Soy sauce. Yes, that stuff. Yes, Mother Sparks. Brown sugar. Sriracha. Yes. Now sriracha. Yes. Brown sugar. You may have just made me a believer. I'm gonna have to try that. Yep. Sriracha. Yes. But yeah, I'm doing my own canning. I have found, I hear, they're saying lids and rings and quartz jars, ball jars are hard to find, but I'm finding them at Meijer, our local Meijer, quart and pint jars. I've probably got 2 or 3 cases of quart jars, and at least 2 cases of pint jars that I found that I'm going to use for canning. Yep. Sriracha. I have sriracha sauce prepped as well. Yes. What else don't I really, my least favorite things that I prep? I don't know. I love to eat. There's not too much I don't prep that I don't eat. Everything I prep, I eat. The one thing that I've been prepping is a lot of soups. Canned chowder peas for 10 months. Wow. A few weeks ago. Okay, let's see. Been trying to get canned powdered peas for 10 months, never in stock. A few months ago, I ordered 12 pounds of dried beans. There you go. Yeah. Now, uh, if you got 12 pounds, throw them in a Mylar bag with some oxygen absorbers. Throw them in a 5-gallon bucket. Yes, Stuart, you're right. Canning is easier than it looks, and it's fun, but it is time consuming. You're right. Now, for my long-term storage, I will take a 25-pound or 50-pound bag of rice, throw it in the freezer. I have a upright freezer. Throw it in the freezer for 3 days. Take it out. Let it get room temperature. Put it in a 5-gallon Mylar bucket. Throw in 2,000 oxygen absorbers. Seal that thing shut. Close the lid on the bucket and forget about it. Stick it away. Yep, we're foodies. Uh-oh. Right. That's right, Mother Sparks. Yeah, that's okay. But you know, I'm use Mylar bags in the 5-pound buckets. Number 10 can. Yep. Freeze dry chicken. You know what? Be ready. That's one prep that I really want to work on is my freeze dried long-term storage game. I'm going to order some, and freeze dried is expensive, but I'm going to bite the bullet and get some. I need to order some freeze dried things. Medicinal herbs. Yep, dandelion, licorice, right. Chamomile. Yep, licorice root, absolutely. As well as all regular herbs, I'm growing all of those too this summer in the garden as well. Yes, excellent. 9:18. We're gonna go till 9:30, folks, and then we're gonna call it a night. And I can't thank everybody more than enough for jumping on and spending some time this evening. It humbles me, and it just it's good to just talk with folks and in one accord. Pint jars, Hudao. I'm going to order. Yep, peas. Yep, pint jar. That's right. Have them ready to eat. Absolutely. Don't forget pet supplies if you have pets. Yep. Calming voice. Uh-oh. I don't know about that, but I'll take that as a compliment. I'm just being me. And here in Ohio, supporting my Buckeyes and drinking coffee. So I'm going to do what I would call a roll call. Where's everybody from? What state? What state's everybody from? Just in case I have to load up the pickup truck and head out. Where's everybody from? Of course, I'm in Ohio, Midwest, I guess. But it's we're in new times. We're in different times. We're in times where up is down and down is up and right is wrong and wrong is right. Carolinas. All right, Mother Sparks is in the Carolinas. Stewart in Texas. Okay. Great. but we're I'm praying and hoping that things do not get worse. And if they do, we'll be prepared. That's for sure. I've been talking with my son, my youngest, lately, and just going over some things in our plan, so that he has situational awareness also about what's going on and what can happen, and same for my daughter and her family, but it's going. We're all going to be okay, one way or another. One way or another. Has anybody started growing onions yet? Because I like onions, and that's one of the things I want to actually grow. Onions, I'm interested. I want to grow sweet potatoes also. I want to grow some yams and see how those go, because there's nothing like a roasted yam with butter and brown sugar on it. That's true. Mother Sparks, that's a good point. Things have to get worse before it gets better. Stay strong and remember, God's in charge. That is true. You're absolutely right. Amen to that. Amen to that. But it's good. But one thing that we all can do is stay strong and keep prepping. That's all we can do. Take care of our loved ones. That's all we can do. Some in your pantry that are sprouting. Now, I will say this, Mother Sparks. I have 2 cases of canned yams, and I picked those up a couple of weeks ago, and because I just had a taste for yams, and I had stopped at our local Kroger and got some fresh yams, and then I was getting some paper goods from the Dollar Tree, and I saw canned yams in there, and I grabbed 2 cases of them. Yes, I love yams. Yeah, I've had onion sprouting in my pantry last week, so I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that for sure. But it's been a pleasure meeting all of you, new friends, old friends, and just coming together and just spending some time and talking about what we do. And because what we do is important, even if nobody ever tells you that, I appreciate you. And I appreciate you for the fact that we're ahead of the game of most of the people. They haven't planned because they don't either think that it's going to get that bad, or they're depending on somebody else to take care of them. I was raised, my dad always told us, boys, you take care of yourself. You rely on yourself. There's nothing more important than family. My dad used to get mad at us because if one of my brothers got in a fight and we didn't jump in and help if we were there, he would get mad at us. He said, if one of y'all gets in a fight, all of y'all are together, all 3 of y'all better be fighting, because there's nothing more important than family. The sad truth, right, Mother Sparks, it is. And we can't depend on others than friends and family. Right. Oh, Stuart, thank you. Thank you for joining. It's the only thing that is really limited. Right. It is. Time and family. There's nothing more important. But thank you. It just is amazing. And with that, folks, I want to thank everybody for joining tonight. It's 9:25, And 5 a.m. comes early for me. And Stuart, you hit the nail on the head right there, bud. I'll be here. I got some. I got some stuff, some videos I'm going to put out of. Now, let me preface this first. This is the little kid in me using my ferro rod and striker, because I grew up watching the old version of the Wild Wild West with Artemis Gordon, and so fire's always fascinated me. So I'm going to be putting out some videos of tinder that can be used to start fires. I did one earlier using dryer lint, and I got some things here that I need to test that my good friend Be Ready Today told me that works. So I need to prove his hypothesis and put that on there. But with that, once again, folks, thank you for joining. Hit the like button, share, subscribe if you want. That's fine. Keep prepping, because your family's depending on you and your life depends on it. Blessings to everybody, and we're going to call it a night. Yes, Mother Sparks, I do too. Dryer lint, I've got plastic bags full of dryer lint. Yes, I saved mine too. Yes, same to you, Mother Sparks. Stay blessed. Thank you for the live, for joining as well. Keep strong, everybody. And this is Trent for Vision Preparedness. We'll see you soon. Thanks again, everybody. Have a blessed evening.